our chicken coop is gonna look like.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side, our fears are done.
As soon as I got the framing done on our front door, I wanted to test out the paint that we bought. We actually bought this paint when I bought those shorter nails for the trim around our front door because I didn't want to have to come back to the Home Depot again. But I was also nervous at the color we chose. So the second we got that done, I busted out the paint supplies and all the kids helped me, and we decided to paint the entire back wall just to get a good feel for what the color looked like, and I'm pretty sure we nailed it. Well, the weather app tricked me. It said no rain until Sunday, I think, and it's Friday, so I was planning on having today be just a paint day, get as much as I could done, and tomorrow, but alas, woke up this morning, checked the weather app again, and it is a day of rain, and tonight's gonna rain, and tomorrow's gonna rain a little bit. So I even put on my paint clothes, but I guess we'll just have to wait because it's cold and raining right now. I literally said yesterday on my video how I like us to be outside every day, unless it's like a really cold and rainy day, and I was like, but we never get those. It's a really cold and rainy day. Usually it snows.
And look, River's like a little pet parrot.
Look at her. So we're finally getting to paint again. We started before Christmas, and then we had those rainy days, and then it was Christmas, and then we had a couple of days where it was like low 30s and it was too cold to paint. So we're finally back out. It's been a few days and I'm excited to get back at it. So right now I'm just doing the top boards and the cracks where my roller doesn't get well. I'm gonna get all that done and then I'll come through and just roll the whole face. But we've got the back side finished and it looks really good. So I'm glad we picked this color. So painting this material, the siding, was actually really difficult. The grooves were deep, and then in between the grooves, it was really, really rough. So in order for my roller to get into each little like rough spot, I had to push really, really hard. So it was taking me longer than I was expecting.
Lisa! Lisa! Don't touch her paws because she might scratch you. She might. Jesus.
Can you hold these screws?
I need to go to the bathroom again.
Okay, does it fit?
So when we put the trim on, so the door is just a cutout of plywood from the frame, and so theoretically it should fit perfectly where we cut it out, but when we put the trim on, it's hanging off a little bit, so the door doesn't fit and close all the way once we tried to put it on. So I am going to trim off the trim. Okay. Whoa. It's okay. All right, need to trim off a little bit more. All right, let's see if it fits now. Gotta flip it around.
One more attempt. Will this be the one? Maybe? Woo! That's gonna look good. The trim lines up at the bottom pretty good. Once we get this door attached, then I'll pour in more paint in my tray and then fill in everything with the roller, and it'll go super quick because I've done all the little creases.
Can I roll it?
Around the window and everything.
Roll it?
But then we'll have this side done, and the back done, and then I think we'll actually need another paint can because I underestimated it. But I'm really glad we chose the color we did. You can see when it rained, it splashed up mud up against the bottom there. If this was white, that would look horrible. So I don't know, I just really like dark earthy colors. Maybe this time? How many times? A tent number 10 or so.
Will it fit?
You want it to be able to close, That would just be really difficult to
Now it's like
maneuver. I
there.
wonder if there's an easier way to do this or not. I don't know. I just like hold it
Go
up
ahead
with my
and drill
foot.
it.
Oh, just drill it? Okay, yeah, you're holding it up. I have the other screws in my pocket.
You do?
Yes. Were you just panicking about where those were?
No, they're in my belt. Some of them.
And then do it. Oh, I think that's all the screws that you gave me.
We don't have to have it like that.
Oh, yeah. No, you don't want to do that. Look at our door! I'm excited. Rowan's probably more excited.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Those ain't.
So that was a long one.
Yeah.
So it came with a couple longer screws. So we're gonna put those ones on here because there's a stud to back it up, but not on the door part. If you would have told me that we would have had this many beautiful, sunny, warm-ish days in the month of December all in a row or in a good chunk of time, I would not have believed you. So for us to be able to make as much progress as we have on this chicken coop in the month of December, I would have laughed in your face. So we are just cruising through this project and it's been so fun. And again, like I've said before, there's been no pressure to finish it soon, but just because of how many nice days we've had and we've had Christmas break, we've just been able to knock it out. So I did as much on this wall as I could while Nate got the hardware on the door and it was all coming together. All right, I ran out of paint, but we've got pretty good start. It's very unsatisfying to not fully finish, but that's okay. Kids need me in the house, so we are gonna call it a day. All right, you guys, I got more paint. It's another beautiful day. It's actually in the 30s right now, but it feels warmer. So I'm gonna see if we can get the whole shed painted today. Does that seem like too much? So a couple days ago, I got almost finished with another side and we got the door on. So the door looks really good. It works really well and it's amazing. So it's just looking better and better each day. So I'm excited to see if we can tackle this paint project and nail it down and just have it done before our holiday break is over and life gets crazy again. I'm not gonna lie, when I first thought I would be able to just roll this side, roll the paint all up this side, I thought it would go a lot quicker than it actually was. But it turns out that this wood just soaked up the paint, like just one stroke up, wouldn't get very far. I would glob like a ton of paint on the roller and I would have to press really hard like I was mentioning before. So it was taking up a lot of paint. I'd heard that you could put primer on first to make that a smoother process, but then I would have had to paint everything twice. And I'm definitely not gonna do a second coat on this. And so just one coat was fine, but like it was definitely starting to make my arm a little bit tired. And I had made the goal to be able to get the entire coop finished today. Nate didn't have work at all today, so I could just really knock this out and he could help the kids. So after the first side or the second side was done, I was feeling pretty good, but my arm actually was starting to get a little bit tired from just pushing so hard. But it did get a little bit of a break each time that I would focus on just painting in the cracks with the paintbrush. But my little wrist and finger muscles were getting tired then. But I just kept pressing on, knowing that I might be a little bit sore, put in a good podcast, and just went to it. Okay, so we finished the other wall, or I finished the other wall, and I've been doing just the cracks of all of this front wall. And while Nate has been taking the kids on errands, so he's been super awesome to do that. And I'm getting super hungry. It's lunchtime, so I'm gonna go ahead and head in for lunch, and then I'll probably finish the cracks at the top, and do the wood beams along the top, and then fill it all in. And then hopefully, if the stars align, people, we'll get this side done, and then it'll be finished. Well, phase 1, right? So phase 1 nearly done. It's gonna look so good. I can't wait to see it all done. So phase 1 is just the entire coop, the body of the coop for this whole project, and there are a total of 3 phases that I've dreamed up for our chickens over the years of reading and researching chickens and doing chickens in our area. And phase 2 is coming up, and it's just the run. So we haven't got any lumber for phase 2 yet, so we need to put an order in for that. We have to measure first and kind of plan in our minds what we want our run to look like, how tall, how we want it to come up against the coop. For the coop, we followed plans, and it was really easy to order lumber for that because we kind of just went off of what it suggested online. Or for the run, we might have to do a little more guesswork for ordering that wood. All right, so I have got the lower part done. Now I need the ladder. I'll roll that. The whole front will be finished. I'm really liking it. It looks so good. So in the world of homesteading, being able to free range your chickens is always a glorified goal that you might try to strive for, but that's not really something I've ever wanted to do. With free ranging your chickens, there's a lot of drawbacks, and I won't go into detail about those, but with our terrain, with the predators I have come up with a system that's kind of a hybrid of doing a free range / a chicken tractor / just a run for our chickens. And I'm excited to show you what I've thought of for that in the future.
Wow, that looks awesome.
Thank you.
Ah, dang it, my shoes are already on.
One more side. Oh. It's done. Oh, it looks so good. Man, that took a long time. Okay, we've done all of the grooves and around the window frames and the nesting box. And we only have a little bit of daylight left. It's getting colder, so I really want to finish this today. But I also don't like painting in the dark or when I'm freezing cold. So let's just see what happens. If it's done, it's done. Not, whatever. But we're gonna make a big effort to get this done. Whoever wants to see.
Yep.
We're so close.
And you do have to really push hard to get it into all the...
Yeah, it's like it goes like one little like section, and then you have to like redo it. The good news is I'm still on the second paint bucket.
Oh, really?
So yeah, the first one went fast because I feel like a quarter of the bucket went into the sponge.
Oh.
Like it like soaked up so much. The temperature was dropping and everybody headed inside to kind of get washed up from playing outside all day today. And I just went after finishing this last section of the chicken coop. I think I was at like the very bottom of the paint bucket and I was just trying to make it stretch and just make it get all the way to the end. And as I was finishing this up, I was thinking about how a few times I wanted to just stop or take the excuse to finish another day and just go and lay down because I was really tired. But it had been a while since I've really pushed myself physically, and I've kind of forgotten how good it feels to do that and to achieve a difficult goal. And that's something that I really was just kind of going to make myself do today. And it felt so good to tackle this and just nail it. And I literally used the very last drop of paint and to finish this bottom corner, and it was just such a satisfying feeling. Oh. It is such a good feeling to have this done. I am covered in paint, but it was worth it. It looks fantastic, and I'm so happy with the results.